My banner. Yeah, yep. Oh. Welcome to the April 29th. Welcome to the April 29th meeting of the Rotary Club of Jamestown. Please join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance and singing the Star-Spangled Banner. I pledge allegiance to the flag, States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Oh, say, can you see what the sun's early light? What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for their ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets bright glare bombs bursting in through the night, that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of free and all. And now Amy Roller will give us the invocation.
Will you bow your heads with me? Lord of the universe, in this time of conflict and pain and many, many things happening on the global scale, we just pray for peace. We pray that we would be peacekeepers in our own communities, in our own families, and in our world, and that in whatever situation we find ourselves as Rotarians, it would be bringing peace to that situation. And so we pray for that this morning, and pray that you would bless our activities here today. Amen.
Thank you very much, Amy. So, all right, Marion, do we have some visiting Rotarians and guests?
Okay. I would like to welcome John Felton's guest today, who is Carrie Lee, the Executive Director of Family Services. Welcome. And I would like to thank Max Eimiller for bringing Kathy Benson from Striders as our guest. Kathy, want to stand up? Welcome.
Thank you so much, Marion. The in the interest of our speakers today, and because they have a meeting that they are going to be going to immediately following this, we're going to have our speakers come next and do our announcements after our speakers. So Dan, would you like to come and introduce our speakers for today?
Thanks, Ruth. So I have the opportunity through the chamber and as a volunteer board of director for Cornell Cooperative Extension to work alongside their team, and Emily, the executive director. And Cornell Cooperative Extension is one of those organizations where I think we all know a little bit about what they do and what's going on, of course, specifically targeted in the agriculture community, especially, but until you become involved and are aware of what they're doing, it's hard to understand and realize how far their reach is and what their programs are. So I'm very excited today that we have 4 folks from Cornell Cooperative Extension with us to talk about some updates on the program areas that they work on. And I will introduce them, and please come forward when you're ready. But We have Josie Allen, who is a 4-H youth development educator. Rose Park, oh yeah. We have Rose Park, the Ag Program Coordinator. Linnea Haskin, Community Food System Educator. And joining shortly, Mary Ryder, SNAP Ed Nutritionist.
Yeah, yep, we're here. Yeah.
Hi, everyone. How are you today? Thank you so much for hosting us today. It's a pleasure. We're always excited to get out into the community and share what we're doing at Cornell. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Linnea Haskin. I'm fairly new to Cornell. This is my 4th month as the community food system educator. I know many of you in my previous role as the manager of the Jamestown Public and Mobile Market. So I'm excited that I get to stay in the food system space. How many of you are familiar with Cornell? Awesome. So for those of you who may not know, Cornell Cooperative Extension is the official research extension of Cornell University, which is New York State's land-grant university. So we focus on evidence-based, research-based practices for pretty much all things ag and things that touch agriculture. So that includes food and nutrition education, 4-H programming. We do some work in the environmental protection space, among many other things. Real quick, I'll just give you an update on what I'm doing and I'll pass it along to Michael. So my role is new to Cornell. The goal of a community food system educator is to bring some more cohesion to our food system across Chautauqua County. There's many layers to our food system, from everything to farmers that grow the food to those who lead the food to its waste, whether that's through compost or the landfill and everything in between. The main project that I'm spearheading right now is called New York Food for New York Families. We received quite a substantial amount of money from New York State to invest in food security programming. So 24% of Chautauqua County is deemed food insecure, which means that they do not have access to adequately nutritious food. And that's for a number of reasons: transportation, financial, they may be part of vulnerable communities, seniors, youth, low income. And so we're partnering with organizations that are already doing this work across the county: Jamestown Mobile Market, St. Luke's Episcopal Church, Rural Ministries in Dunkirk, as well as the Ripley Library in Ripley, to spearhead this new project. So we'll be purchasing $500,000 worth of local product in the next 2 years. Has to be locally grown, raised, or produced. We're trying to stay hyper local to Chautauqua County, not just all of New York. And that food will be boxed by our partner at Berjotas, and we'll be distributing around between 800 and 900 boxes of local food every week for 20 weeks this year and next. And so we will need a lot of volunteers to help with that. So if you're interested, we have information at the table. You can get a hold of us. We can point you in the direction of the community group in your area that's going to be doing this work. We're hopefully starting in June. So if anyone has questions, here I am, and I'll pass it over to Doug.
So, hi, everybody. As you all know, my name is Josie Allen. I'm a 4-H youth development educator. So my main focuses are 4-H youth development and ag programming through ag in a classroom. My position is kind of split, so a lot of it's done in 4-H, but some of it's in ag. So within 4-H, there's a lot that goes on within 4-H. There's 3 of us in the 4-H office, and we run programs all year long. Some of them are more short-term programs. Most of them are more long-term programs. So I'm not sure if any of you know about 4-H, but 4-H is a youth development program offered to kids age 5 up to 19. They can participate in any kind of project. A lot of them participate in animal-based projects, but you don't have to have an animal to be involved in 4-H. There's lots of club projects that give them different skills that they would use in their life. Skills such as quilting, construction, leadership, civic engagement, community service, all those different kinds of things. As well as some of our shorter term projects, include things like Leaf Junior classes where it's open to more than just 4-Hers, it's open to the entire community, doing those similar types of things. Rose has helped me a couple times with those programs. We've done things like cheese making. There was cheese making, there was bird suet, and as well as various other things throughout the year. Some of the volunteer things that we need help with include evaluation day or evaluations at fair. So all of our 4-H enrollments or all of our 4-H youth, they go to Chautauqua County Fair. A lot of them have animals that they raise and they show at the fair, but in the club booth or in the club realm, they complete projects throughout the year and bring them to county fair to be judged. And we are looking for volunteers to come help us with that. We are also looking for volunteers in the winter time for our public presentation day. Kids put together a presentation and they can be judged on that presentation and go on to different levels. So Western districts and then states. We had a couple of our students go to Western districts and then qualify for states this year. I think there was 5 of our students that went. And so we're always looking for volunteers with that. So if you'd like to be involved, we have some flyers and some brochures about 4-H on our tables, and I'm here as well if you want to ask questions. And on the other side of my position is the ag programming. One of the programs that I did just recently, it just finished up in March, was Ag Literacy Week. And there were a couple of the Rotarians that read for that, and I'm very appreciative of them. And I really am thankful for all your guys' support with that. With that program, a book is chosen, an agricultural-based book is chosen, and then different volunteers within the community go in and read to elementary school students, and they do a short activity based around the book. This year's book was called I Love Strawberries by Shannon Anderson, and each kid got to taste a strawberry and do a short life cycle activity with the book. With that, I'm going to pass it over to Rose.
So I think I have the least to share, so I'll be very brief, but I just wanted to bring your attention to a few flyers on the table. First of all, we're having a chainsaw safety class, which Ruth, I've done a lot of chainsawing on Ruth's property. This is available, and we just secured a scholarship for anyone who's maintaining trails on public lands as a volunteer. So if you or anyone you know is a volunteer maintaining trails on public lands, we have this resource available to you. There are dates in May and in August. One of the programs that I oversee is LEAP, which stands for Learn, Empower, Achieve, Farm. These are classes open to all adults to learn something about agriculture, and we use that very broadly. So we have a few classes coming up, one on hosting farm stays and equine agritourism, one on high tunnel raspberry and blackberry production, and one on bats, because we get a lot of calls to our office about people with bats in their homes or in their barns. So we wanted to do a program about educating people about bats and how to help them find a more suitable space. So another thing that we do in our office, we're very busy. We have the Master Gardeners. This Saturday is the gardening symposium, a wonderful day of programs for anyone. So that's happening this Saturday, 9 to 3 at Jamestown Community College. And then on May 18th, we have the Master Gardener plant sale. So come and get your plants. I think that might be the same day as the Audubon plant sale, so you can just make a day of it. Get all the plants for your garden.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mary. I'm over the nutrition department. I'm a staff and nutritionist. So under the department at Cornell, there's 2 different programs. There's SNAP Ed as well as FNEP. So we have a variety of ways that we can offer nutrition programming to the community. We do a lot with schools, other community-based agencies. We're in after-school programs, providing just basic nutrition based around My Plate to kids as well as adults. various libraries. So we're very active in the community. We attend a lot of, like this past Friday, I was at the Y at their Healthy Kids Day. So programs like that, where we're just out in the community talking to kids, sharing recipes, sharing ways and tips to be healthy, as well as doing one-time programming, one-time class, as well as a series of classes, depending on what the agency wants from us. So if there's any agencies you feel would be beneficial or helpful, or feel like we would be helpful to come present to them, please reach out. I brought business cards. Feel free. We're in a variety of different schools right now, but we're always looking to try to expand our reach and do a little bit more with the local schools. So just a little bit about what one of our programs is. I'm going to give you guys a little quiz. Yeah. So when we're thinking about nutrition, we're thinking about what we drink. Does anybody know how to figure out how much sugar is in a beverage that we're drinking? So I don't have anything with me. I forgot to bring it. So if you're looking at the back of a nutrition fact label and you see the grams of sugar in that specific drink or food, doesn't have to be just beverages, you take that number and you divide it by, does anybody know? Divide it by 4. And that tells you how many teaspoons of sugar are in that specific item that you're drinking or eating. So that's one of the topics that we would discuss with kids, and we would make it very hands-on, showing them how to scoop the sugar, giving them a visual of what they're actually consuming in that beverage or food that they're eating. So it's very hands-on. We cook with the kids. We make it very, very entertaining, hands-on, and very active. And so today I brought a little fruit-infused water on the back table there. I hope I have enough cups for everybody. It's lemon, blueberry, fruit-infused water. It's only been sitting in my fridge for a couple of hours, but if you leave it overnight, it becomes very flavorful. And there's lots of different ways that you can make fruit-infused water to help give you something refreshing to drink that doesn't have as many calories and sugar in it. Okay, any questions? I think is, yes.
Have the services. Person might bring in an invasive bug and you can identify it. And another one, and please for us, folks on stage.
Can I do part 1? Okay, so the question was, do we have a service where you can bring in a bug or a weed and get it identified? And the answer is yes. Our master gardeners are a wonderful resource for that. They have a help desk that's active. They just started a couple weeks ago and it's active during the growing season. So Wednesdays from noon to 2 is the master gardener help desk. If you have a question outside of that time, you're welcome to email it to us or to stop by our office and we can help you best we can. But sometimes we wait to refer it to those master gardeners Wednesdays noon to 2.
And I'm still long time ago. My mother, the aunt, the ladies in the neighborhood, Cooperative, Cornell Cooperative Extension for cooking classes. Do you still have those?
Yes, we have those too. So a lot of those right now fall under my LEAF program. And we also have master food preserver programs that we hold occasionally. I'm actually very excited. I'm going to that tomorrow in Salamanca to get my certification. Linnea is certified and other folks in our office. Mary, are you? No. Okay. So yeah, if you are interested in food preservation programming or cooking classes like bread making, other things, definitely sign up for our LEAF email list. Yeah.
We don't keep track of that specifically in our office. I'm sure there's some researchers at the campus that look into some of that stuff, but I can speak from what I know. Oh yeah, the question was, sorry for those on Zoom. The question was that many people notice, especially in the off season in the wintertime, that the produce section, the fresh produce section in grocery stores shrinks. So The Western New York growing season, I'm sure many of you know, most of you know, is usually from May to November-ish is when local produce is available. I will say the best place to get your local produce is a farmer's market or a farm stand. There is no national regulations on what you can label local. So if you're buying something at Wegmans or Tops that says local, it could be coming from California. It could be coming from Florida. There's no regulations on that. There are regulations on the term organic, but people are finding loopholes in that as well. So the best way to know where your produce comes from, what's in it, how it was grown, is to go to a farmer's market or a farm stand and talk to your farmer. Yes, use Chautauqua Grown. We have on our website, we have a map where you can find local farmers and information on farmers markets. Most of those open in June. I will say as well that, COVID unearthed a lot of gaps that exist in our food system. Our food system nationally is reliant entirely on big agriculture. Most of the food that you get at the grocery store has traveled about 1,500 miles in about between 2 and 3 weeks since the time it was picked and the time it gets to the grocery store. And there's a lot of factors that are affecting food as well. So like most of our lettuce comes from California. I know there was a lettuce shortage last year. That's because most of it was infected with a certain pest. We're seeing the effects of the bird flu on eggs, chicken, and hopefully not beef, but that's been recognized in milk and beef cattle most recently. The more we support our local food system, the more sustainable it's going to be. You're going to keep noticing that kind of stuff because grocery stores don't buy from local. They rely on the national and international. Definitely. I'm going to turn it over to Mary, because that's their department.
Yeah, so with that question about teaching people about how to use the fresh produce and trying to keep your food local, that's exactly what we do. So we're in local libraries, for example, providing nutrition classes based off of the My Plate. So how to incorporate those 5 food groups into your diet using fresh produce, how to shop on a budget while incorporating all of those fresh foods into your diet for your family. So that's the whole realm of what we do is exactly what you're stating, sir, is using those fresh produce items, those nutritionally dense, as well as inexpensive for families that are on a budget, aren't we all, to try to feed their families in a healthy way. So we have programming, like for example, I'm at Frisburg Library. I go to a Westfield Library, or excuse me, Naval Library. Molly's at Ripley Library. She has classes there. We're really all over the place. We've held classes at Prendergast several times. We work with them a lot during the summer. So if there's any contacts in libraries or places that you feel would be beneficial to the community that you're in, please reach out and we can see what programming we can provide. You're welcome. Any other questions?
Thank you all so much. We really appreciate you coming out. And don't forget to try the juice, right? It's blueberry.
Yeah, it's fruit infused water, it's blueberry lemon. Yeah. Oh.
Thank you very much for coming. We appreciate it. Wonderful information. Very good. So, announcements. I hope some of you, go ahead. I'm sorry? Yes, yeah, okay, thank you. Marion reminds me. So thank you very much for your talk today. I wanted to let you know that one of the major things that one of the major international programs of Rotary is the eradication of polio in the world. And thanks to your speaking today, we will be making a donation in your names to the Rotary eradication program so that 4 kids can be inoculated and will not experience polio in their lives. And I think we announced there's only been 4 wild polio cases in the world this year. So we were hoping for none, but we're not there yet. So we got to keep vaccinating. Thank you. Thank you very much, Marilyn. So I hope that some of you got here in time to see the pictures online of all of us who were at the District 7090 District Conference on Saturday. And we had a great time and learned a great deal about several different subjects and got to see all the exchange students, the ingoing and outgoing. And it was a great conference for all of us. And then yesterday, the Harpers and I went up to Westfield to Barcelona Harbor for the Great Lakes watershed cleanup. And we had a delightful afternoon. Anyhow, we had fun. It was good. So I wanted to, one thing I would like to ask people is I'm looking for a volunteer who will take the badges box. And I think we're at a point now with new members, and we'll have a couple more new members coming up, where we maybe need to go back to using both sides of the badges box. But so I'm looking for someone who can help her. So Sue, you want to do that? Okay. Yeah, I know you did it before. I wasn't gonna volunteer you. Okay, thank you very much. And how many people besides me would be interested in having a badge that's a little more current looking to wear for when you go out in the community for events and stuff? Am I sort of alone? Okay, I'm sort of alone in that because I think we can, yeah. Uh-oh, and Joni's gonna have a question or okay, Joni's gonna explain something.
So Friday night, Michelle Jones and I went to the foundation based gathering for the conference. And many of our fellow Rotarians from the US and Canada had very nice, at least like 3x4 or 4x4 white badges they wore that had their name, the club, and then the Rotary logo. I'm not sure it had years or anything more than that, but it was really eye-catching and it looked uniform among everybody. They're nice. So you would wear them at the meetings here instead of these, okay? Similar to that, yeah. Some of them were bigger, some of them think bigger, but whatever. Yeah, so along those lines, it's great when you're out and about in the community going to events and things. I just thought I'd explain what it was.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Because I leave my badge in my car, and so I wear it a lot. I've probably worn it 5 times this week. So and I just would like to have a more current looking one. All right, so the membership committee is going to meet next Monday after this meeting right here. It can be on Zoom or in person, and we'll continue our monthly meetings. A huge thank you to Ken Omaro for being today's Rotary recorder and keeping us all informed. Thank you. I am making an announcement. Marion and I received an email from Kirk Young on Friday saying that he is the newest Western Wyoming Community College president starting July 1st. we are thrilled for him. Oh, but those at Southwestern will want to know that his wife and his son are staying at the school so his son can complete his senior year at Southwestern. So it impacts us in that Kirk was the incoming president-elect for starting July 1st. So we are looking for after Marion, yes, he's the incoming president-elect. He's been vice president this year. So we will be in need of someone to step in so that they can have full president-elect training before being a part of being asked to step into the leadership role. So we will, the nominating committee, are you going to meet quickly right after this meeting just to strategize? Well, John's here. Okay. So we will be working on that. Let's see, I see, I'm gonna call Walt pick it up. So at the district conference, one of the very nice things is every year they recognize and memorialize the folks, the Rotarians who passed away during the year. And so they have a nice presentation that they give. And this year they also gave us each a flower, an African violet in memory. And so Walt, I would, as Lee's wonderful personal friend, best friend, and especially in his ends of his life, wanted to give that to you. Very good. Now, I think, do other people have announcements? I see several standing.
Once again, I want to thank Josie for the fabulous job she did with Ag Literacy Week. And she sent us all a thank you, which I really appreciate. So thanks again for that. I also wanted to make an announcement on behalf of literacy, but this is truly something that requires full club participation. We have the One District, One Book project coming up. You know, this is throughout all the elementary schools throughout Jamestown public school system. They selected a book, and this is Because of Winn-Dixie is the name of the book. It's a beautiful book about a little girl and a found dog found at Winn-Dixie grocery store, and all the new friends they make and all the, you know, places they go and all that. It's a lovely book. So all the kids are going to be reading this book. They each get a copy of this book, and it's promoting literacy, family literacy. They take the book home and they have assignments. Okay, so the book is going to be read May 13th through June 3rd. So it's 3 weeks. Including, you know, the Memorial holiday they have off, but it's 3 weeks of reading. And so we volunteer to read. The teachers identify when they'd like us to come. So I'll be having Chris send out a sign-up list as soon as I get it. And I want you to keep in mind the kids that we'll be reading to, it'll be either a reading with, it'll either be one-on-one or it'll be very small group. And these are the kids who don't have anyone to read with at home. Okay, the teachers are identifying those students that weren't able to complete their assignment because they didn't have someone to do it with. So I really want to encourage everyone to make an effort to give up 20 minutes, you know, I mean, an hour till you drive there and get checked in to read with these kids. They really love it. You know, the reading we've done at Love School through LEAP or up at Bush, you know, there are kids that want to read. and they just don't have anyone reading with them. You know, they're begging and trying to learn to read. So I really appreciate everybody's cooperation and participation. Don't just sign up for one session, sign up for multiple sessions, you know, double up sessions. But I look forward to getting their list and sending it out. So thank you.
Thank you very much. So, last week.
Can I do the auction?
You do the auction, yes.
Hey, we got an auction coming up. Okay, so this is a huge week. We go live for online absentee bidding on Wednesday. So here's the deal, just to go through one more time. We've got 150 people signed up and we are ready to go for our event at Moonbrook. Now, we have 30 live auction items and 36 silent auction items. But you can bid on all of them online starting Wednesday, May 1st. Now, in order to bid online, you have to register and open an account, put your credit card in there, then you can start bidding. That's for the online, and we also call it absentee bidding piece. That will end at noon on May 18th. That's Saturday, May 18th, the day of our evening event at Moonbrook. At noon, we will look at all of the top bids on both the live and the silent, and then we will introduce those. Chuck Ludwig will use those as the starting bids for the live, and then Lisa, on her silent auction item list, the high bid will be the starting bid for the silent auction items. Right before, about, they say 3 to 4 days prior to the Moonbrook event, everybody will get an email that is registered. That is, let me know that I have their email. That's everybody attending, 150 people. Hopefully I will have everybody's email. There will be an automatic email that goes out and says, hi, would you like to skip the line, pre-register for the evening event? Give us open an account, give us your credit card number. And then when you come in, there'll be one click that Kathy and her team will do. You'll get your bidding paddle and you'll go to your table and it'll be an awesome evening. So it's kind of a two-step process. The reason is the online piece cannot fold over to the event piece for security reasons, according to the system. But you will get an email auction on that. Now, right before, 15 minutes before this started, somebody came up to me with an auction item. Would you like to come forward if you have an auction item that will, okay, what's your name, sir? This is Timothy Edberg. Now, you are going to show the club a pretty significant auction item, as I understand it.
Lunch, because I didn't want to get any grease on it.
No lunch, no grease. Check this out.
Fans.
Oh yeah, baby. Come on now. Josh Allen, signed jersey. All right. So that's going to be a live event. All right. Let me make sure I get in there. I always try to, yeah, always, there you go. All right. Okay, good. I always try to get my picture in there. Andy understands that.
They sent a beautiful solid wood case. You can put it under glass if so choose, and it opens and it's nice, very nice. We didn't think we were gonna get that.
Okay,
Yeah,
so we got the case too, and yeah, Taylor Swift just told me, she called me a bit earlier and said her guitar is on the way. We're gonna have that as well. I thanked her. I guess Kelsey was upset that he didn't get it, but that's the way it goes. The last thing is, stay tuned. All of the team, stay tuned. Mike, I need to give you some things before you leave. Lisa, you're going to have pictures already printed out for you for the silent auction, thanks to Chris. And I want to let everybody know this thing is locked in now starting Wednesday because people can start bidding online. Yes, Amy. I work with this lady a lot. That is an excellent idea. Please share on your Facebook page. I saw it's on Tim's. And if you know somebody that's looking for a a bed that is ready to be positioned in a million different places, let them know so they can bid against other people that may want that thing. Please promote this and get it out to everybody. View items at jnyrotary.aprox.org. It's going to be awesome.
Oh, thank you all so much. This is just really amazing, and I'm thrilled about it, and I know you are too. So, yes. Good. Oh, the sign-up sheet is going around for people to sign up for club service. This is greeters for meetings and, right, greeters, we have 3 options. You can do 50-50, you can greet, or you can help with the cleanup. So we really appreciate your doing that. And if people online are interested, then you can either email Marion or me. So, or Sharon Hamilton. Okay. And so last week we had a bunch of things going on, and it was a wonderful meeting, but it was one of the things that I was excited about was greeting our new organizational members. But they were introduced and you got to meet them all, but they didn't get a chance to say anything. So today I was going to ask, we'll just do one at a time. And so today Rhonda said that she would tell you a little bit about herself.
Thank you. So I'll be brief, not a lot to tell. First thing, I guess that's interesting because of this organization is the school year 1985 to 86. I was a Rotary Exchange student in Turin, Italy. And the family I stayed with, they were the Fonzos. Their daughter was an exchange student in my family's home here in Jamestown for that school year too. So I have a little bit of past with Rotary, but I was never a Rotarian. So, and then after high school, I graduated, started working at Weber Knapp. I've been there for 33 years. Amazing, because I'm only 37. And I started on the production floor, working alongside of people that still work there today, and just had a desire to learn and grow and do more and move my way through the company. But along the way, I also have loved to serve in the community. I have been on the United Way Allocations Committee, on the General Grants Committee for the Community Foundation. I'm the current president for the Boys and Girls Clubs Board. I've been on the Manufacturers Association Board and the IBA. So I love to serve the community and do anything I can to help. And this seemed like the perfect organization to meet all of the people that are involved in every part of the community and make new friends. So I'm happy to be a member.
Thank you so much. And now I think we are ready for our 50-50 drawing. I think Vince was checking out the juice on the way. You have how many? There we go. And they're done. What?
In the last 4, 2996.
2996. Oh,
Okay, come on forward, Greg Jones. Okay. Well, the good news is we'll get out of here early today because everyone I wish to recognize is not here. Mark did contribute though for leaving early. Rhonda, four-way test, you're absolutely certain about. What's the first point of the four-way test? Is it the truth? Wow, you're an amazing 37-year-old girl. But other than that, there's not much here. I've always said that the Post Journal was my evening paper. And if you saw the announcement today, they are now many others' evening paper because as of this weekend, they're going to distribute by US mail. But if you're online literate, unlike me, you can read it in the morning. So I don't know if we have any Post Journal subscribers in the room, but you may want to just put in out of happiness that the paper is still alive. Because many newspapers are not today. And speaking of that, Chris, the Resource Center had good articles over some longevity awards that they handed out. I did not see your name. Does that mean you're looking for a job? No. Okay. 11th year. So you got to wait till 15. Okay, that's good. But you have it there. Okay, good. Thank you. So I don't know if there's any happy bucks. Come on up.
So I have a happy buck because on the way here this morning, I saw my first tree swallow of the year. So tree swallows are back, which means the bugs are back, unfortunately.
I have a happy buck because I have a guest, and Marion, I'm so sorry, I forgot to tell you. I have a guest. Katie Castro is here with me. Some of you know Katie. What you may not know is she is the new Director of Advancement for the United Way, and today is her first day.
And a dear friend of my daughter Victoria's. So there was a draft. I don't know if anybody follows that. There was an NFL draft this weekend. One player did not get drafted is Xavier Johnson. Xavier was block O at Ohio State. I did not go to Ohio State. I attended Wright State University. My father graduated Ohio State Law School in 1952. That's what makes me a Buckeye. Xavier Johnson signed with the Buffalo Bills. He is a wide receiver. He will not make the team. He was a senior. He went through a lot of injuries. He is a man of God. And when you're block O at Ohio State, that's because of the character of the person you are. So I wish him well. I wish he make it to the Bills, but I don't think so. Xavier Johnson, block O at Ohio State.
Amy beat me to it. I just wanted to tell all of you, please write down the name of the website or the site to go to. Make sure you get it right before you put it on your Facebook page. There would be nothing worse than to have all these messages go out and have it be the wrong address. So be sure it's jnyrotary.afrogs.org. Make sure that you're correct before you send that button or push that button. That's $1. jnyrotary.afrogs.com. Or no, not org. Look it up on our Facebook page. Second thing, God bless Roger Goodell, and you can give him that message from me. He is contemplating asking everybody to do Super Bowl weekend the same weekend as President's Weekend in February. Wouldn't that be nice? And all this confusion and all these parties and all that, we can celebrate presidents and we can have a Super Bowl weekend besides. So if you get a vote, vote for it. He's done a good job. Last one is for our dear member, Amy Roller, who has given us our indications for the last 2 weeks. And she made the most wonderful sermon yesterday at church. If you want to listen to it, let me know and I'll send you the tag. It was well worth just sitting there and absorbing every minute. And peace be with you.
So Dan and I are going to tag team for a minute. This week is National Small Business Week. So this is our Super Bowl is today. We had our 3rd annual press conference this morning to announce the week and give out a lot of really great awards to small businesses in our community. Does anybody know the percentage of our businesses in Chautauqua County that are considered small businesses? Ding, ding, ding. 99% of the businesses in Chautauqua County are small businesses. Please support them. PJ did put a proclamation together this morning, and I'm just going to read one line of it. Whereas New York State Census data for 2019 shows that in Chautauqua County, there were 2,764 small business establishments employing over 41,000 people with an annual payroll of over $1.3 billion. These dollars stay in our community, unlike when you go to a box store or chain store. So please support local.
Thanks. And part of our press conference, also, we got to highlight Bridgeota's farm, what is it, garden center, farmland, the whole enterprise. And it was really nice. If you're not aware, they're celebrating 100 years this year. So we got to highlight the Galbato family, as well as some other folks at the Small Business Development Center was giving entrepreneurship awards to. So I think in a nutshell, you know what you hear from Courtney and I all the time, just support local. It's critically important, and we appreciate your support of our local businesses.
Who doesn't love a cookie, right? We're all looking and eyeing those cookies every time we come here for lunch, for our Rotary lunch. I really like to announce that Tim Horton has been a corporate partner of the WCA Foundation. They pick a week in the spring, and if you buy a cookie, the next 5 days, 100% of those proceeds will go to the Women's Health and Obstetrics Department at UPMC. So let's help new moms and new dads, because in the past 4 years, our local Tim Hortons has supported them at $25,000. So buy a cookie. It's probably not the best for your health, but hey, it's good for the health of new moms and dads.
I just wanted to say thanks again for this remembrance for Lee. Lee and Kay were avid supporters of the Humane Society. And I just wanted to say that if you support the Humane Society and you can have an opportunity to memorialize Kay and Lee in how you contribute, please do that. It's a very worthy part of our community. We're still very happy to be taking care of Lee's puppy. And it's a Chihuahua who thinks he's a Great Dane, of course, they all do. And I really appreciated the presentation by Cornell. They didn't say a whole lot about the beef and turkeys and chicken and so forth side of it. But I just have to tell a little story from my nephew. When he was 16, he shot his very first turkey. He said, "It was great. You should have seen people scatter on aisle 5 down at Wegmans."
Thank you so much, Will. Okay, very good. I'm so glad we had time for some good happy bucks today. I did want to, and this is especially for those who are in the audience, I'm pleading with you. For today, we only had 21 people registered for the meal. And many of you may have noticed we ran out of food. Please, please let us, because I think we found out we had about 40 people here. So please register. I try to get the notification out so you can register by Friday noon, so I can let the kitchen know if we're going to have more than 30 people. They only prepare for 30 people. Okay, so don't take it out on them, because it's not their fault that they ran out of food last 2 weeks. So, okay, so, but thank you all. Remember, our Rotary theme for this year is Create Hope in the World. I think we've heard a whole lot today about hopeful things, and I hope you will all join me in the four-way test and leave thinking about how we can implement that theme. So of the things we do, say, and do, I always get this part right. Of the things we say, do, we think, say, it is think, say, or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? And will it be beneficial to all concerned? Thank you.
And before she blesses you and lets you leave, Lisa, Chris, are you still here? Okay, and John, can we all just meet real quick afterwards?
Thank you all, and we are adjourned.